Welcome back to Red Business in Focus with thanks to Cork's local enterprise offices, where we're meeting entrepreneurs with big ambition. And this week we are joined by Sarah de Miguel Hernandez, who is with Flow With Me, which is a virtual wellness company that combines chair yoga, that's a thing, healthy cooking and life coaching services. Adapting the class to each individual, Flow With Me specialises in teaching said chair yoga to make yoga accessible to all. Sarah, it's lovely to meet you in person, because we did a chat on the Red Business podcast a couple of months ago during lockdown, and you were relaxing everybody with chair yoga. But before we get into that and explain what this wonderful device next to us here is, tell us about your business in 30 seconds.
My business is a wellness company where I help both the corporate but also individuals in English and Spanish on individuals' well-being in a holistic way by using chair yoga. So yes, yoga sitting on a chair for those people that maybe might be reduced mobility or working from home, like we have a lot been doing lately. Cooking healthy recipes, and I use Thermomix as a great tool, but also looking at the mindset, because I think it's important that to maintain it, you need to be able as well to have the mindset with it.
Pushing the envelope for the 30 seconds, but we have a good grasp of it there now. Let's talk about the chair yoga first of all, because that was the opportunity we had to talk previously on the podcast. This kind of was really relevant when everybody was working from home, wasn't it? And it was a way in which people who were sitting in chairs that weren't very comfortable, or who really had been not looking after themselves because of the pandemic, it helped them, didn't it?
Yeah, and for me, I think it was a great opportunity to see how important it is to look after yourself. The pandemic really showed us that we needed to be more active when we were spending so many hours sitting on the chair. But for me, chair yoga is not only for those people that can go and do activities, but also for those with reduced mobility, people in wheelchairs, maybe the elderly. So it's a great opportunity to have the benefits of yoga for everybody, regardless of their fitness level or their mobility level.
Now, you've expanded the business out, though, to include cooking, which I suppose is a natural corollary. If you're looking after yourself, you need to eat healthily as well, which brings us to this rather kind of unusual looking device that's with us. What is this?
So this is the Thermomix. It's 24 appliances in one.
Right.
And the best way to describe it is, you know, the washing machine at home? You would have washed your clothes first by hand, and then the washing machine was invented. This is the same. Why spend time chopping onions, peeling garlic, or stirring when you're making a risotto, where you could have, like cooking in a laboratory, because it controls time, temperature, and speed, and it does it all for you. So when you come back, your dinner is ready.
So it's a blender, a pressure cooker, a soup maker, everything in one, is it?
One.
Okay,
Yeah.
and how does that help you stay healthy?
Well, for me, it's the fact that it's what we put in our bodies. So making things from scratch is something that is really, really important to me. And with Thermomix, it's really easy to do. It simplifies, the recipes are there, and you can go step by step. You know the calories or the different nutritional values of every recipe. And most important, you know what you're putting yourself into. So healthy cooking is not only eating vegetables or maybe fruits, it's about knowing what you're feeling.
So how does Flow With Me work with this particular thing? How does the chair yoga mix with the cooking, mix with the machine?
Okay, so the way I look at it is, you could go to the gym every day. You have a goal.
Down with that sort of
Okay,
thing.
we have a goal, a wedding, a party, a dress we want to fit in, and we can go. But if we are not conscious of what we are eating, then no matter how many runs or how many days you go to the gym, it's going to have an impact on your looking at, for example, your scales if you look at the weight. But for me, is okay, you're going to the gym, you're eating healthy, but what is the mind telling you? If you are still feeling you are not good enough or your confidence levels are down, no matter what goals you set, they are not going to be sustainable longer term. So I find if you look at from an holistic, the movement or activity with the chair yoga or anything else, also the food, but also your mindset.
So you've combined all this together into a business. When did you realize that there was a business here and that you actually could help people to develop this and to give them programs that would help them?
Well, it was 4 years ago when I took the leap of faith and I jumped. I was an internal auditor in a bank for over 11 years.
That's a very different job to what you're doing now.
I'm a chartered accountant by trade in a previous life. And even though I was really good at numbers and looking at processes and improving the work I was doing in the bank, I found I was stressed. Jonathan. I was traveling around the world auditing different processes in all the offices in the bank. So what I found was there was a need I had to. So for me was getting yoga, eating healthy. So I went and I trained in Indonesia, in Bali, as a yoga teacher. And when I came back, I saw my colleagues, they didn't have time to go to yoga or interest to go, but their shoulders, their lower back was really suffering.
Yeah.
And I noticed as well their diet was not good. So I started teaching chair yoga classes.
So in other words, you did it as a hobby first and then it became
Yeah.
a business. You got help from the local enterprise office. Tell us what they did to help you.
Well, for me it was fantastic because yes, I have the business maybe acumen and knowledge, but I knew nothing about marketing. I knew nothing about how to set up a business in Ireland. Being a Spanish, imagine arriving here with different languages, it was great help. I had mentors. I attended a lot of the trainings. Marketing for me was something that I was never really comfortable with. I knew nothing about. So I did a lot of the sessions. And even now, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be one of the speakers at the National Women Enterprise Day. Okay. And I think it's a great way of knowing that there are other people out there thinking and maybe having the courage to do things that you are not. And local enterprise office, particularly Itamar, and I really have to thank her because she encouraged me to stop my limitations of, oh, I'm Spanish, I cannot do this, to go for it. And yeah, 4 years now in business
still
and
still
doing
going
good.
strong, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to finish up by doing something unusual. Normally, like when people come in, they give me food.
Okay.
We're now going to do yoga without getting off the chair, which sounds to me the perfect form of yoga. So what? Let's do one quick session here. So what are we going to do?
We'll sit at the front edge of
the chair. Okay. I'm on the
Feet
edge of my seat, literally.
flat on the ground.
Yep.
We're going to start lifting the arms, bring them to the shoulders.
Yep.
And we're going to turn to the right side as we inhale. Bring them back to the center and turn it to the left as we exhale. Back to the center. We're going to bend the arms and really stretch them.
Stretch them out, okay.
A little bit. And on the exhale, we're going to give ourselves a big hug. How's it feeling there, maybe, behind the shoulders?
Yeah, I might need to do a few sessions of that because I didn't realise how stiff I was. Sarah, it's been brilliant. Thank you so much. What's the website if people want to look it up?
flowwithme.com, or if they have any questions, Sarah at flowwithme.com, and I'll be very happy to help them.
Brilliant. Best of luck with it. Thanks so much for joining us. That is it for this week on Red Business in Focus. Next week, we're going to be joined by Kieran Coffey from My Gug to talk about a product that aims to solve all of the problems we face with food waste in our modern world. It's going to be one of the biggest jokes we've ever had in this studio. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.